food and drinks. There is a cover charge for this party of the season, but not if you're one of our special guests. All you have to do is go to our website at KBLA1580.com and sign up. That's it, that's all. Just sign up at KBLA1580.com and you could win entrance to the soiree of the season. But whether you win or not, get a ticket, support the kids, and come join us on the red carpet in your semi-formal club attire and celebrate the season with KBLA Talk 1580 and the Terry Claiborne Foundation as we collect toys for the youth in our community. That's Saturday, December 9th, 1110 South La Cienega Boulevard, just south of Olympic. It's a holiday party with a purpose.
I'm Terry Claiborne. It's going to be a party. Come hang out with us.
I'm Zoe Williams, the voice of reason. If your relationship is in trouble, I'm the dude to call. Has your soulmate become your cellmate? Does black love still exist? What are your bedroom turnoffs? Fantasies and fetishes. Financial infidelity. I'm dating a fat person. Are they worth the wait? Trust me, this gonna be crazy.
How about the heavy stuff?
The child wasn't his, and he still had to pay child support.
It's a very heated topic.
How was that right?
Mama's baby, daddy's maybe.
I just have so many questions I want to ask you.
I just like to kiss you. Is there something wrong with that?
Damn.
He told me he had a vasectomy. I'm pregnant.
Betrayal has been committed.
Hit you with the bad pipes routine.
How does he maintain his humposity?
He likes it when it pinches my neck.
Why can't you open up, brother?
I'm a karate man. Karate man rules on the inside. They don't show their weaknesses.
Yeah.
How do you write women so well?
Zoe Williams,
Reason and accountability.
the voice of reason.
I'm Bill Moyers, and I want to share with you a moment from our series on Joseph Campbell and the power of myth. Campbell knew more about the world of mythology, the great stories human beings have told ourselves since the dawn of history, than anyone of his generation.
Does a movie like Star Wars fill some of that need for the spiritual adventure, for the hero?
Oh, it's perfect. It does the cycle perfectly. It's not simple morality play. It has to do with the powers of life and their inflection through the action of man. One of the wonderful things I think about this adventure into space is that the narrator, the artist, the one thinking up the story, is in a field that is not covered by our own knowledges.
Do you, when you look at something like Star Wars, recognize some of the themes of the hero throughout mythology?
Well, I think that George Lucas was using standard mythological figures. The old man as the advisor. Well, specifically, what he made me think of is the Japanese sword master.
Remember, a Jedi can feel the Force flowing through him.
I've known some of those people, and this man has a bit their character.
Well, there's something mythological, too, isn't there, in the sense that the hero is helped by this stranger who shows up and gives him some instrument, a sword or a sheaf of light.
I really want to play all of that, but I'm not. I want to drill down on why I played it. The hero's journey. Who is your first hero but your primary caregiver? How many of you grew up with Darth Vader? What is the story of Darth Vader in Star Wars? He started off good and went bad because of unhealed or requited wounds. He was taken from Tatooine as a boy. He was won in a bet because he was a slave. He was won by a Jedi master who recognized that he was probably going to be one of the most powerful Jedis ever. But he had to leave his mother, his primary caregiver, his hero. Do you understand? So then he grows up, he gets a woman, which is against Jedi rules. He gets her pregnant, they get married, against Jedi rules, and then he starts having visions about her dying in his dreams. And because his mother died, she was captured by some monsters or some strange sand people, and they tortured her and killed her, and he found them and his mother when he became an adult. And then what did he do? He killed everybody in that village for doing what they did to his mother, against the Jedi code, going down the dark side. He carried that darkness into his adult relationship. He started to have those visions, and then his mind shifted to, I need to save her from death. And he became hell-bent on that. He didn't recognize he was being groomed by an evil person that stoked the darkness in him. Do you see? And thus he becomes Dark Father, Darth Vader. He was a work in progress. How many fathers or mothers raised you that had an unrequited darkness in them, that had an unreconciled darkness in them? Do you see? That's why I played it. We got so many callers on the line. Let me get the callers in here, because this is a national conversation. They're from all over the country. Sean, I want you to finish your thought here, please.
Well, brother, you just hit something. So guided participation relationships, that's how it all works across the globe, which means that we all learn from someone wiser than us that are role models. And if they're actually role modeling and doing that, it's wonderful. But it also could be bad. You know, it could also be giving us some wounds. So my point is, we all take from those who were role models, right? I mean, because every one of us has to learn from somebody. Let's not try to pretend we do it on our own, all by ourselves. Right. That's not the way it works. But we can get misled and everything else. The key is that you're always making adjustments. You're always looking back. You're assessing where you're at in the situation that you're at right now, and you're trying to make adjustments. And hopefully it isn't just about money, you know, although we need that to survive. I get it. I'm not a fool. You're making adjustments based on the quality of your life, because, you know, when you have kids, everything that matters is what about the quality of their life. So you want to set them a foundation that they can then make adjustments, like I'm just saying, about it. So, you know, that's the key, because all of us elders, or my elders before me and back, we're doing the best we can, but it doesn't mean we had it all figured out.
That's right. Hey, Sean, guess what you just did?
Brother, I brought Oakland in the building, but I love you so much. Take care.
Oaktown in the building. If you want to join this conversation, all you got to do is call me at 1-800-920-1580. We got True Monger, Dallas, Texas. Get in here. True Monger, you there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I'm here.
Talk to me, man. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Oh, boy. Man.
You had to think about it, right?
Yeah. That's why I don't rush to call in, because I want to process it. I think a lot of people are secondhand human beings, and they're scared to have an original thought, because it'll force them to stand out from everybody else. A lot of people want to fit in. You know, it includes relationships.
Or you said a lot of people don't want to have an original thought. I'm saying most people don't want to have an original love.
That too.
Go ahead.
A lot of people try to pattern their relationships based off of movie scripts, watching TV shows,
or home.
Just fantasy, period.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing. They don't write their own script by how they want to operate. They go with what they were indoctrinated with. Mm-hmm. You got to get married by a certain age here. He has to be able to provide this, provide that. You basically turn into a servant for him, and this and whatever. Well, all that mess that people just fall into because somebody else told them to do it, because that's how they did it. They never came up with their own. They never wrote their own script about how they want to do it. You know?
Truemonger, you cooking, brother. Hey, what did you do?
This boy Dallas in the building.
Dallas, Texas is in the building. What city is next? Who wants to join this powerful national discussion? I'm loving it, by the way. The number to dial is 1-800-920-1580. True is always fire, and I definitely appreciate what he has to say. Let's get, who's been on the longest? John, Mountain View, Hawaii. Get in here.
In the building, greetings and blessings, everybody. Just want to go off the topic of what's going on, and I go to question 4 that you had on Instagram. Mm-hmm. What are the consequences of being a second-hand human being in the terms of personal growth and self-discovery? Applying yourself to the love standards that someone who measures you by your height, your penis size, and your wallet. The individual context of all the things that men have to suffer through to doggone be with someone they claim to love. But where's the loving? Because again, if I got to do all of these things, which again, it's not a job interview, it's a relationship. But at the same time, as a human being, have I chosen the sovereignty level I need to be on? So I can set the stage for a woman to come into.
I hear you. I hear you. Keep going, brother. Keep going. You cooking.
These are the things that come to mind as I sit here in this space, Hawaii, paradise. And even it has got trauma. Even it has got issues. Have you paid the price of living in paradise yet?
Heavy stuff. Oh, heavy stuff, man. Heavy stuff. John, what did you do?
I brought Mountain View in the house. Greetings and blessings.
Yes, Mountain View is in the building. John is over here cooking. Listen, this is a national discussion. I am excited about everybody's contribution. We are building together. I love this feedback and interaction, attachment, and emotional liberation. We're going to deal with it when we come forward.
From our heart to your heart. Happy holidays to you and the ones you love from KBLA Talk 1580. Environmental justice, pollution, and climate. In Los Angeles and across America, people of color are suffering and dying from disproportionate health impacts on a planet that has less than 10 years to prevent irreversible damage. Heat illnesses, respiratory illnesses, water-related illnesses, food system impacts, insect-related diseases, black maternal health, and mental health effects. As the impacts of climate change mount, millions of vulnerable people, our people, are going to bear the brunt of these extreme environmental events, which will likely lead to forced displacement, loss of cultural identity, and other related risks. These realities are as real as rain. Stay tuned to KBLA Talk 1580 for more details about the most progressive multimedia and live events campaign any black media outlet has ever undertaken to combat the climate catastrophe. Experts, events, empowerment. It's all on the way from unapologetically progressive KBLA Talk 1580. We don't black down. We level up.
Level up, 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 level up.
Meet LA's most affordable health plan. This open enrollment season, LA Care Covered is proud to offer the lowest cost health plans in Los Angeles County, featuring zero cost preventive services to help you achieve your wellness goals. Be part of the region's largest HMO network, featuring UCLA Health, Optum, and allied physicians without breaking the bank. We are here to help. Call us at 855-222-4239 for enrollment assistance. That's 855-222-4239. LA Care Covered. Your wellness, our mission.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580 reminding you that we keep us safe. Pro Football Hall of Famer and urban peace pioneer Jim Brown believed in just that. So he founded the AmeriCAN Foundation for Social Change in 1988, focusing on at-risk and high-risk youth in underserved schools and juvenile detention facilities, as well as adult incarceration and reentry initiatives. The core of the AmeriCAN program is its 15-chapter life skills curriculum. Mastery of these skills allows individuals to meet their academic potential, conform their behavior to acceptable societal standards, and improve the quality of their lives by equipping them with what they need to confidently and successfully contribute to society. Today, the foundation is led by its president, Monique Brown, who has been actively involved in the organization for more than 25 years. The AmeriCAN Foundation continues its work in memory of its founder, actor, philanthropist, and NFL legend Jim Brown. To get involved or make a donation, please visit AmeriCANCommunity.partners. That's AmeriCANCommunity.partners. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
That playlist. When the conversation is this rich, the music has got to match it. That's Winding Road by Freddie Jokum. Look it up. Fire track, tonight's topic. And listen, I'm not talking about having a good father or a good mother who taught you how to stand up straight and look a person in the eye and make sure you shake their hand with a firm grip. I'm not talking about these aspects of knowledge. We're talking about what they did not reconcile internally and how you modeled that and how you carry that into your adult relationship for reconciliation. Wounds want to be reconciled. And the only way that wounds can be reconciled, or one way that wounds can be reconciled, is through conflict in relationships. Right? Attachment and emotional liberation. Integrating Krishnamurti's philosophy with John Bowlby's attachment theory highlights the importance of emotional liberation in breaking free from secondhand living. By understanding and healing attachment wounds, individuals can cultivate emotional resilience, authenticity, and the ability to live in alignment with their true selves. Who's talking about this in relationship today? Everybody wants to use the trauma word, but they don't understand what it means. They don't understand its impact. You know why? It's a buzzword. Everybody uses it to sound deep, but it's much deeper than that. Right? The role of mindfulness and self-reflection. Mindfulness and self-reflection are essential tools in breaking free from attachment-based conditioning, and it leads to embracing authenticity, the authenticity of who you really are. As Reggie brought up previously, Carl Jung talks about the integrated self. In order to become the integrated self, you must bring your shadow to the surface with your persona. This is me collectively. And I thought I was crazy when I was younger. Even now, if I meet somebody that I'm interested in, they get caught up in the niceness of me, the cool of me, the intellect of me. But I say I'm God and the devil at the same time now. Don't just focus on what you like about me. If you stick around long enough, you're going to pick up on things that you might not like about me, that irritate your soul. But nobody asked the question, why does it irritate my soul? Is there a purpose for what's wrong with you irritating me? We've distilled it down to just get away from them. Right? Am I lying? Listen to me now. By cultivating present moment awareness and exploring one's thoughts and emotions, individuals can identify and challenge secondhand beliefs and behaviors. Krishnamurti's philosophy and John Bowlby's attachment theory emphasizes the importance of embracing vulnerability and fostering genuine connections. By developing secure attachments and cultivating authentic relationships, individuals can resist becoming secondhand human beings and experience a deeper personal fulfillment. Are y'all ready for what we're doing tonight? The phone lines are jacked. Let's get everybody in here. Attila, Houston, Texas. It's time to shine. Let's go. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Uncle Joe, good evening. How are you?
Good evening.
Good evening. Okay, so I wanted to address the question that you had about the education system, right, in regard to this topic. So, as you know, I'm an educator, got out of the classroom for good reason. Why? Because I view the education system as a representative formation factory. That is where we start to build our representative a lot of times, especially when you hit middle school. And especially with the way that the education system is structured today, it's removing your challenges, it removes the self-work, and then you're basically like a spiritual vegetable, low-key, right? They're telling you what to think, how to think, when to think it. They're also erasing your individuality and your identity because you have to color in the line that starts in kindergarten. And I think as a teacher, what I've learned is that in order for me to assess effectively the impact that I have on my students, I have to understand the lessons that they're teaching me. So, yeah. So,
I love
if you're
that.
Talking about, yes, and if you're talking about low-performing schools where they're starved of resources, you know, you starve a child of a resource and they start to hunger for a better experience. So that's where you see the drug use, the gangs, hanging out with friends. They don't want to be at school because they want that experience of relationship, but they can't really grab it because they're in a system that doesn't appreciate that.
Right. And we're human beings. So everything that we touch, everything that we create is going to be somewhat ajar. It's going to be somewhat flawed, right? So, some people, I can say the brother's name is Dr. Umar Johnson. What he said about the education system is that it's not educating people, it's indoctrinating people, right? So let's take that a little bit further then, right? What do institutions do when they are devoid of spirituality? And I'm not talking about dogma. I'm not talking about religion. What do institutions do to the human mind when they are devoid of spirituality?
I mean, that's going to become your God. That is your God. That is your image that you're going to model yourself after, because they're not teaching you to seek real truth or self-knowledge or actualization. They're teaching you to mold, to conform.
Conform. Krishnamurti is where he uses all the time. Conformity. I would say, I would use a different word, but it practically means the same. Institutions that are devoid of spiritual context, spiritual value, spiritual equity, institutionalize. So there's no difference from a man who's serving 25 years and get out and he's still on jail time because his mind is institutionalized than somebody that spent 35 years in school and knows nothing about themselves.
That part.
Yeah?
That part.
Yeah.
I would also say, too, with the education system, I think that they're trying new ways. So they might be bringing in technology or things that, they feel kids might be into, but they're still missing that crucial component of getting the student to identify with self and figure out what does that actually mean? What does that look like? And I don't know if it's purposeful, but I will say that it's very destructive.
Man, Attila, guess what you just did?
I brought Houston in the building.
Houston, Texas is in the building. Now it's all L.A. What up, L.A.? L.A. is in the house. I love it when L.A. shows up strong. It's all L.A. in the building. Who's been on the longest? I'm staying on point. Get in here, LBC. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Alasia family. So much to say, so little time. First, I would say this topic reminds me of just being able to have the courage and the discernment to break the generational curses, basically. I am known as the black sheep of my family, and I'm proud of it. I'm not saying that everything that I learned from my family is bad or was given to me in ill intent. I just now, as I continue to grow on my spiritual journey, I have the discernment to know what to apply and let fly.
Come on, what to apply and what to let fly. Somebody meme it. I want to see it on Instagram. Somebody meme it. What to apply and what to let fly. Go ahead. I love it.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't really, I spend my days, if we want to go into the good book and I paraphrase, it says that you have to die to self daily. And that's what I'm doing. I see the things that doesn't apply to my life, so I have to fight to not be drawn to that anymore. Because when you come to that realization, how many years have passed by?
Just hold on. You're cooking. I gotta carry you forward. Save that topic. When we come forward, we going back to the LBC. It's on fire tonight.
He's on fire tonight. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams exclusively on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm Amber Payton. Here's the latest on the Black Information Network. New York City Mayor Eric Adams' administration is seeking a break on the proposed congestion pricing toll for yellow taxis and school buses. Administration officials say the yellow taxi industry has been through big financial stress over recent years, and they should get a full exemption. Mayor Adams, who is black, says he'll continue to share his views with the MTA about making sure traffic is not being displaced to the outer boroughs. Adams officials say municipal workers should pay the congestion toll. Officers with the Anchorage Police Department are now wearing body cameras. KTUU-TV reports the department has equipped 54 officers and their vehicles with cameras, and a total of 350 body cameras are expected to be installed in the coming months. The move comes after the Alaska Black Caucus filed a lawsuit against the city earlier this spring over the delay in getting the cameras implemented. That's the latest. I'm Amber Payton on your home for 24/7 News, the Black Information Network.
Need an accident attorney by your side? All you got to do
do is call the accident guys.
Injured in a car accident or at work? The accident guys can come to you almost anywhere, so you don't have to come to us. Se habla español.
In association with KBLA Talk 1580, the Terry Claiborne Foundation presents its 26th annual holiday party, Saturday, December 9th, featuring live entertainment, celebrity appearances, plus food and drinks. There is a cover charge for this party of the season, but not if you're one of our special guests. All you have to do is go to our website at KBLA1580.com and sign up. That's it, that's all. Just sign up at KBLA1580.com and you could win entrance to the soiree of the season. But whether you win or not, get a ticket, support the kids, and come join us on the red carpet in your semi-formal club attire and celebrate the season with KBLA Talk 1580 and the Terry Claiborne Foundation as we collect toys for the youth in our community. That's Saturday, December 9th, 1110 South La Cienega Boulevard, just south of Olympic. It's a holiday party with a purpose.
I'm Terry Claiborne. It's going to be a party. Come hang out with us.
Did you know addiction to drugs like meth or cocaine is a disease and not a choice? But getting help is. If you have stimulant use disorder, you, your family, and friends may have a lot of questions, including where to start. Choose Change California can help. Make a change today and find a proven treatment option for you at choosechangeca.org.
There are 1,000 ways to say it.
Nope. Knock it off. Shut it down. Dream on. No dice. Give it a rest. Not a chance.
Or just
all text. You focus on the road.
As a passenger, you have the power to prevent an accident. There are 1,000 ways to stop a distracted driver. Choose one.
A message from CTIA.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA reminds you that when we fight, we win, and we don't black down. LA Community Action Network, or LA CAN, was formed in 1999 when 25 residents of downtown LA came together and acknowledged the problems that existed in their community and made a commitment to do something about those problems, to stand together, organize, and become a force in the community that demands change. Civil rights and preventing the criminalization of poverty are their core projects. In addition, they take on women's rights, the human right to housing, and healthy food access. LA CAN also has projects focused on economic development, civic participation, voter engagement, and community media. While downtown LA remains their home base, with a particular emphasis on the Skid Row community, in 2007, they expanded their housing and healthy food access work into South Central Los Angeles. LA CAN believes that power for low-income people and people of color is achieved through a large, active, and well-informed member base that utilizes a multitude of methods to advance their messages and goals. If you'd like to join the Los Angeles Community Action Network and organize people to fight back against oppression, please visit cangress.org. That's cangress.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
Every child deserves the best teachers, facilities, and academic programs to set them up for success. At Milton Hershey School in Hershey, Pennsylvania, we make that a reality for children from qualifying families who are looking for greater opportunities. Milton Hershey School enrolls students from pre-K through 12th grade from across the United States to live and learn on a beautiful state-of-the-art campus with all costs covered. Are you looking to set your child up for success or know a child who could benefit from Milton Hershey School? Learn more at mhskids.org/admissions.
Mom's early Alzheimer's diagnosis was hard to take.
And when I left the oven on, we decided together that it was time to see a doctor and make a plan.
Early detection gave us more time to seek out information and support as a family.
If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. For more information, visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
You're listening to the Voice of Reason with Zoe Williams. Only on KBLA Talk 1580.
I'm calling you up.
So I got this two-timing chick who got her revenge from when I was on my two-time tip. And even when I tried to correct it, she couldn't get past how she was disrespected, neglected my effort, a pair with no trust, dirty games and affairs that been tearing us up. If things ain't picture perfect, is it really worth it? I have an idea, but I need to know for certain.
I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need a love doctor, and I need it right away. I'm calling you up, I'm calling you up. 'Cause I need to hear the doctor's voice to breeze
Now, down below there, we have the shadow, as Jung calls it. It's like the blind spot for ego. That about yourself, of which your ego is completely unconscious, of which it has no knowledge whatsoever. I've rendered it in a series of separate strokes. This shadow, in Jung's terminology, corresponds almost precisely to the Freudian unconscious. The Freudian unconscious is constituted of repressed experiences, repressed shocks that the infant, first the infant and then later the growing child has experienced. Jung's first interest in Freud was in Freud's theory of the mechanism of repression. What is it in the psyche that so puts these things out of sight that consciousness is completely unaware of them? And it is these shocks that have set up the slant, the posture, the structuring attitude of the individual to life. It's these that constitute the personal unconscious. The shocks that will have upset and transformed the life experience of one person will not be precisely the same as those that will have done so for another. And so the shadow is the order of what Jung calls the personal unconscious. On the other hand, the self is a function of the biology of the body. We have two things here. We have a basic human biology, and we have then a system of individual experiences, both in the unconscious realm as far as our ego knowledge is concerned. It's out of those centers then that dreams come, and dreams, of course, will be primarily personally oriented. They will have come from the shadow system mostly, but the shadow system rests on the deeper ground. When we come to myths, the imagery is out of the general system. And Jung speaks of two orders of dream. There'll be one order of symbols that you can interpret by personal associations, the free association technique that Freud uses. But there will be then other images in your dreams at certain critical moments in your life that you cannot interpret through personal associations. They will be strictly mythological in their character. I had a very amusing experience. It's only a couple of days ago. I was lecturing, and after the lecture...
That is none other than Joseph Campbell. Legendary Joseph Campbell taught at Sarah Lawrence in New York. Again, this is the guy who is the brainchild in a lot of ways behind George Lucas's cultivation of the Star Wars story, because he was this master who taught on the power of myth. But what toxic myths have you modeled as a child, and that you in turn carry into your adult relationships? I'm very interested to know. We have I'm Staying on Point. She was making points. What are your final thoughts here, love?
My final thoughts are, depending on when you get to self-realization, you have to be able to have the courage to sift through all of the things that we consider normal growing up and have that understanding that it's not going to apply now, it's not going to benefit you, and it's definitely not going to benefit your relationship.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Guess what you just did?
I brought the LBC in the building.
Now you know you in trouble, girl. I appreciate the call. If you want to bring your people in the building, all you got to do is call us at 1-800-920-1580. We got folks on the line. They want to talk. We got Daryl from Los Angeles. Get in here.
Let me up in the building.
Yes.
Listen,
what are your thoughts,
topic,
man?
Great topic, sir. I think this pretty much piggybacks on what we was talking about last week in terms of who's playing games. Because if you're not in a constant state of consciousness in terms of not freedom from the unknown. I picked up that book as a result of when you had recommended it last year or whatever. But it's really challenging to break out of those old patterns, right? And identify who you really are. It's a constant struggle. For me, at least, I do it as a result of recognizing that, it's almost like when you ask somebody, hey, vanilla or chocolate, and you more than likely you're gonna get chocolate. Well, you ask the person, well, why you choose chocolate? Well, I like the flavor and this, that, and the other. But why did you choose chocolate? Because you never had it before. You gotta choose. In order for it to be original choice, you couldn't have had it before. But
you have to get rid of safety.
That part.
Did you hear what he said? He said Krishnamurti, he talked about the past in the clip. The past is a prison. We're talking about psychological knowledge. Oh, this happened when I was a kid. Oh, I didn't get this. Oh, I wish my daddy would have been a different kind of daddy. Oh, I wish my mama would have treated me. And we carry all of that psychological knowledge into the relationship. And he says, where there is the past, i.e. psychological knowledge, there is a lack of creativity, because creativity emerges from the unknown, not from the known. Talk to me.
That's what I really, and that's what the school system does. To circle back to what the young lady was saying, very pointed. The school system, to me, the school system is designed to keep you dumbed down. It wasn't always that way. We had trade classes where you can do auto mechanic and architecture and all this other stuff, but they took that out of the schools because they want A students to wind up teaching and B students to wind up working for C students. But you all worker bees.
Wow.
The school system chokes off your creativity. They don't teach you how to be an entrepreneur. They don't teach you about writing checks, making money. They want to dumb you down so you'll be a worker bee for the 5% that's super wealthy, because they're not going to be doing their dishes, watching the kids, and working, doing their lawn, right? So they need somebody to do that, and they also need somebody to be on the other side of that bank teller to take their money, right? So it's all by design like that, and but to circle back to the early development, that's how you become your personality. It's kind of baked in the cake, as I said before. When you growing up in relationships, you pass the girl a note, I like you, and it's all in the game.
Hey Daryl, I love you, but you want to make 89 points. They all good. I love you, Daryl. Guess what you just did, brother?
Love you back, man. Love you back. Brought LA into the building.
Los Angeles proper is in the building. If you want to bring your city, do it now. 1-800-920-1580. When I come forward, I'm going to South Central, and guess who just popped up? Nikki from the SIP.
At KBLA Talk 1580, we celebrate Christmas, we celebrate you. Thank you for turning us on this year. Happy holidays.
Wow! Mommy's kissing Santa Claus!
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a whole lot to talk about.
Hi,
Maisha Cairo here, KBLA, live at Chase Bank on Crenshaw and Vernon for the In This Together tour with female business owners, a day of empowerment, community panels, and best of all, tips on building business from marketing to capital. Today I spoke with Tatiana, a community manager for JP Morgan Chase.
Thank you so much. Yes, my name is Tatiana Roberts. I am a community manager for JP Morgan Chase. I have to honestly say that this has been the most fulfilling position that I've ever had, where I get to give back to the community because I saw my mom's struggles. That's really what fuels what I do to make sure that the community has all the access to the resources that my mother didn't have.
So for the mother who's in business, what are 3 quick tips you can give to ensure that they're on the right path to accessing financial support from a bank like Chase?
Say number 1, just make sure that you're checking your credit on a consistent basis and taking action to either fix your credit, maintain your credit, or rebuild your credit. The second thing would be budget. I know that B word is kind of like ugly for, right? A lot of people don't like that B word, but it has to be done. We need to tell our money where to go. The last thing is to build a network of supporters that are going to lift you up.
The community building here in Crenshaw is that network. So visit the Chase Community Center on Crenshaw and Vernon. Meet a banker today. Tell them about your business. I'm Maisha Cairo in the community for KBLA with JP Morgan Chase.
KBLA Talk 1580. We've got a lot to talk about.
KBLA Talk 1580, connecting you with services and solutions. Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles is a nonprofit law firm that protects and advances the rights of the most underserved, leveling the playing field and ensuring that everyone can have access to the justice system. Every year, LAFLA provides free, high-quality legal services to more than 100,000 people living in poverty across greater Los Angeles. Their unique combination of neighborhood offices, self-help centers at courthouses, and domestic violence clinics puts Legal Aid Foundation of Los Angeles on the front lines in vulnerable communities and at the forefront of change. LAFLA's expert team of attorneys, paralegals, and support staff works to provide direct representation, offer counsel and advice, provide referrals, and educate the community about their legal rights through workshops and seminars. With locations all over LA, you can access their services or volunteer to help no matter where you live. And if you have an urgent issue, call 213-235-0060. That's 213-235-0060. To get legal help, make a donation, or volunteer, visit lafla.org. lafla.org. This is a community call to action from KBLA Talk 1580.
You know you want some more. It's the voice of reason with Zoe Williams on KBLA Talk 1580.
Hey man, the voice of reason is an absolute vibe tonight. Some of the most original talking points you'll ever hear about intimate relationships. The VOR is on complete fire, live from KBLA Talk 1580 from the heart of Leimert Park. My playlist is my co-host. Let it sit underneath me real quick. Yeah, that track right there is called Carefree. The artist is called Dry Hope, featuring Gustav. Such a vibe. Carefree by Dry Hope. So on fire tonight. Andy said it sounds like we're in a cigar lounge. Hey! All right, let me get my brother in here real quick. You got to make it quick, though. JW, South Central. Let me talk to you. What are your thoughts on tonight's topic?
Hey, my brother. You know, I got to make it make sense. I know I'm short with time, man. I have a lot to say, but I'll paraphrase. The bottom line is just like I always say, man, God created human beings because he wanted them to have relationships, right?
Right.
Because we're the most valuable and precious thing that he ever created. Okay, move forward from that. The bottom line is this as well. We have been conditioned. We have been controlled. We have been manipulated. It's called psychological warfare. It's called society. We comply and we frame and form our thoughts and imaginations and dreams and fantasies and our thought systems and all the rest. I'm not going to ramble, but you got the point. Based on what society pushes, right? But like you said, our real true nature is a spiritual thing. And once you discover or become aware of your real self, then that's when you recognize the lesson that should have been learned.
Thank you, brother. We got to keep it pushing, but I appreciate it, brother. You always call in and give me what I need. Guess what you just did?
Well, South Central in the house, and I forgot to say the
JW, South Central in the building. Now, let's get our final caller on the line. Nikki from the SIP, food for thought. Let's go.
What's up, fam? Here's the food.
There we go.
Your fourth question about the consequences of being a secondhand human being in terms of growth and self-discovery. Consider this. People die from secondhand smoke all the time.
Yes, ma'am. Continue, please.
All the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if at some point we do not matriculate spiritually to the point where we are seeking source for ourselves, not only is it a stunted growth, but it's a slow death at the same time. You are not taking drags off cigarettes with secondhand smoke, but that smoke in the room over a long period of time will kill you. So it can't be an existence of secondhand human being experiences. It shouldn't be all of the time you're here, or you are going to experience a slow death, and sometimes painful. And by the time people discover that, it's at the end. And as far as conformity goes, if you're not seeking source first for yourself at some point in your matriculation spiritually, you're going to stay in a conformity place because you're not going to challenge the concept of conformity. And because I came from a secure attachment circumstance, I'm going to vote me off the island first. I don't do groupthink.
I'm going to vote me off the island first.
That's not going to work.
Wow.
And it's not going to work because I came through that environment where I was encouraged and challenged to seek source myself. Yes, I got all the stories and understanding from those who were around me. But they made sure as a kid I understood, ask God yourself. Because, again, we don't talk about the deaths from secondhand smoke, but they're still dead, and they never smoked a cigarette.
Nikki, I love you. Oh, Lord. Nikki is my auntie for sure. I love you, Nikki. Nikki. My goodness, Nikki. Oh, you must have enjoyed this topic tonight.
Well, I was working trying to save some lives over here with the secondhand issue.
Oh, I appreciate you, Nikki. What did you just do?
Brought the SIP in the building.
The SIP is in the building because of Nikki. The SIP is Mississippi. She was on complete fire. Let me give you a few final thoughts. Unlearning and relearning. To overcome secondhand living, individuals must engage in a process of unlearning and relearning. This involves questioning inherited beliefs, exploring alternative perspectives, and actively seeking knowledge and experiences that align with our authentic selves. But you got to discover the real you before you can find what aligns with the real you. The role of education and parenting. Education and parenting play crucial roles in preventing the formation of secondhand human beings by fostering critical thinking, encouraging independent thought, and promoting emotional intelligence. Educators and parents can empower individuals to resist conformity and embrace authenticity. The societal implications. The integration of Krishnamurti's philosophy along with John Bowlby's attachment theory has significant societal implications. It can promote secure attachment and encourage individuals to break free from secondhand thought, word, deeds, action, everything that society puts in front of us on IG, on social media, right? We can break free from that, right? And that will allow us to foster and cultivate more internal authenticity, diversity, as well as societal mobility. The conclusion is, with the integration of J. Krishnamurti's philosophy on freedom from the known, with John Bowlby's attachment theory, it offers valuable insights into the formation of second-hand human beings and the importance of embracing the true you, the real you, the you that don't smell so good to your spirit, the you that you don't like very much, the you that you keep in a closet, right? By understanding the impact of attachment experiences on beliefs and behaviors, individuals can break free from attachment-based conditioning, cultivating a deeper personal growth, a more expansive personal growth, and that will allow them to contribute more to an authentic and compassionate society. We don't live in a real society in the sense that it's real. It only gets real when you get in trouble. It only gets real when you're broke. It only gets real when you break up. Do you understand? When you're hurt, when you're wounded, that's only the time it's real. The rest of the time you're spent chasing, pining, hoping to get something that'll make you feel better, as opposed to understanding that you are better without what you're chasing. Whew. Heavy stuff tonight. We started the conversation, but I really want you guys to finish it, okay? I really want you guys to finish. This is something to ponder on. All you got to do is go to, Apple Podcast. Go to Apple Podcast, look up Zoe Williams, Voice of Reason, KBLA, and re-listen to this show because it was great. Up next, the fire continues, RSVP with Jill Monroe.